So last week we talked about our foundational upper body mobility routine, okay, our upper body cars. This week we're going to focus on our spine and our lower body, all right? So as with what we talked about last week, when we're doing cars, we're going to think about everything being stiff except for the joint that's moving, okay? And so we're going to start with one of the most important ones. We're going to start with the hip, okay? So with the hip, I'm going to show you two versions. I'm going to show you standing, and then I'm going to show you what's called a quadruped, because based upon kind of your level of control and posture and control of your body, we want to move from the place that allows us to move from the right place. So what we're going to do is I'm going to put my hand in a wall, and I'm going to tense my body. I'm going to squeeze everything except for the joint that's moving. So I can squeeze at different levels. I can squeeze at 100% if I'm trying to grind out more mobility. We'll do that for a rep. Or I can squeeze at about 20% for my morning routine when I'm warming up, which is typically what I'm going to ask you for if you're doing this in the morning. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to, and the block is going to come into play in a minute actually, but I'm going to push into the wall. Okay, I'm going to start to squeeze everything. Think about stomping my hand to the ground, getting my abs tight, pressing into the wall and getting tight. I'm going to bring my knee to my chest, okay, as much as I can. Start to come out as much as I can. So external, so we're in flexion here, external rotation here. Start to come into internal rotation and push behind my body. Okay, notice that as I do this, we'll just come through 3 times like this. Notice that as I do this, right, my body is staying pretty straight. Okay, if you find that as you do this, you kind of move to the side or you lean over, that's where your mobility is kind of failing. So if you find that you're leaning forward here, probably going to be due to a lack of flexion. If you find that you kind of rotate your body here, probably due to a lack of hip rotation, external rotation. Coming in here and the leg drops way down, internal rotation, kind of this area is your issue. Then if you lean forward versus just staying upright as the leg comes back, maybe we don't have enough hip extension. The other part is, as I'm going through this, I want to be able to feel this in my hip, okay? If I'm starting to feel this in my low back, that shows me that this might not be the right posture for me, okay? So again, the higher my leg is, the more mobility demands I'll have. The lower my leg is, the easier it's going to be. So we go through slowly 3 times in one direction. We start to come back, bring it back into extension, coming through into hip rotation, finishing flexion. And then I would just go and hit the other side. But now for the other side, let's say it hurts in standing or, just looks like garbage. We can come into quadruped, and again, I'm putting a block on my back because this is also a core exercise in the sense that I don't want my body to lean so far to the side that I'm not using the right stuff. So I bring my knee to my chest, I get my leg way out to the side here, I kind of paint the ceiling with my foot, and I come through, and then I draw a circle back around. All right, so this would kind of be thing 1. Okay, anytime we're doing any kind of lower body thing or just as a warm-up during the day, that's the first thing we want to work on. All right, second thing that we want to work on is what is called a cat-camel. So cat-camel, you've probably seen this in yoga where everything moves together. For this one, I want you to pretend like there's a little elf standing at your tailbone. The elf starts to walk up my tailbone, and what he's doing is crushing each vertebrae. So I'm trying to kind of extend gradually like a wave going up my back until the elf gets near my head, and then he decides, I think I'll actually walk back down. So now I've got to form a bridge for the elf, moving very slowly. We'll try this one more time here. Again, just moving very, very slowly. And what you'll find is like certain parts of your back, like for me, my lower back is easy, whereas my middle back, it's hard for me to feel that because I sit more than I probably should. And so I can't move those segments independently. Okay, and if we can't move the segments independently, that means that they're more likely to be involved in pain and things like that. So if you find that your middle back or any part of your back doesn't work as well as we want it to, what we can do is take an object like a pencil or a marker, okay, I'm just going to grab one here, and put it kind of behind the segments that we're working on. So for this one, we're going to work on our middle back. And what I'm going to do is put it right here, kind of in the middle. I'm just going to lay over it, kind of put my hands up, and then just press my back into it, okay? I'm trying to extend and flex from that vertebrae only, and I'm just doing a little bit of mobility work in that particular area. This is a great way to get a particular area unstuck or just to get a little bit better control. Certainly for those of you who have humpbacks, this is going to be really good. Again, and I just move up a little bit, And I'm just working this area, pressing down, I'm coming up. I'm just getting a little bit of control. And this is one of the ones that I personally do a lot of. And then we can just kind of go back in quadruped and repeat the same thing. You'll kind of marvel at the change in control already, okay? So our last couple would be our knee, okay? So our knee, anytime we have knee pain, what ends up happening is the knee gets stuck down. So what I want to do is just make circles with my knee. In order for my knee to articulate well, I should be able to move it up and down as well as side to side. So what I'm going to do is just make circles with it. Okay, and kind of like make note of the direction that it doesn't move in. So for example, if it goes easily out, but not easily in, that means kind of the stuff on the outside is stiff, so it's kind of holding it over here. It's like a dysfunctional relationship, you can't break away. So, if I can move it up and down well, that means that probably my quads are not the issue with my knee pain, but if I can't move it out, maybe my adductors or something that I need to roll or release. But what I want to do is just kind of make circles with my kneecap. It's kind of gross in the beginning, but deal with it. I do 5 in one direction, 5 in the other direction. Next, we're going to work on kind of our lower leg bone. It's called our tibia. What this does is just connect straight into the knee. So if this doesn't move well, again, another big contributor to knee pain. So I'm going to put my fingers kind of here, and what I want to do, just make this bone move, all right? My foot is going to move as well, but I don't want my foot to lead the action. So I'm thinking about kind of using my hands and giving a little bit of assist to bring it in, and just a little bit of assist to bring it out. And again, my foot's just kind of along for the ride, but both of these will move kind of by necessity. And just make note of one side versus the other. If you don't have motion in, for example, you can kind of use your hands to give it a little bit of assistance, mobilize it a little bit. That could be a good thing to do. All right, now, our kind of the last 2 areas we want to work on is our ankle. All right, so for this, and this is one in particular for my soccer players or for those that are runners, again, good control of our ankles with that is essential because they're our shock absorbers. So what I want to think about is I'm pretending my ankle is a clock, right? I start at 12 o'clock midnight, and what I'm doing is I'm just doing slow circles around, okay? So I come around at 6 p.m., then I'm at 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I'll do about 3 to 4 circles clockwise, and then